Welcome to a new guitar tutorial. This weekend one of the favorite metal bands of my teenage days and one of my all-time favorite singers released a new album. I can still remember listening to the Keeper of the Seven Keys albums on my old Sony Walkman like it was yesterday, and it's hard to believe that this happened more than 30 years ago. But nevertheless, back to present, the band is Helloween and this is also the title of the new album, and today we have a look at the new single Best Time. If you're interested in sheet music of the song, you can go to my Patreon page. There you can download a transcription including tabs and regular notation of the guitar parts I will show you in this video. And if you enjoy the lesson and if you want to support my channel, please click subscribe, ring the bell, leave a like, drop me a line in the comments. And if you want to support the channel even more, become a patron on my Patreon page. The song starts with some keys and then the main riff is faded in. We are starting on the 7th fret of the A string for 2 times. Then we're going up to the 10th fret of the A string, back to the 7th fret, then up to the 9th fret of the A string, back to the 7th fret, and then we're going down to the 10th fret of the low E string, and then back up to the 7th fret of the A string again. So this complete bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And this riff is played through the complete intro of the song and also through all the chorus sections. When the rest of the band enters and also the melody guitars, there's also another guitar playing some power chords, starting on an E power chord on the 7th fret of the A string and the 9th fret of the D and the G string. Hold for 2 bars. Then this chord is repeated for 1 bar. Then we're going down to a D power chord for 1 bar. And then we're going down to a C power chord for 1 bar. And then we're going back to D power chord, and in this case I guess they're using this open D power chord, open D string, 2nd fret of the G string and the 3rd fret of the B string. So these complete first 8 bars of the intro section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going back to this E power chord for 2 bars. Then this E power chord is repeated, and then we have an ascending bass line. So we have this E chord for half a bar. Then we're going up to a D chord with an F sharp in the bass. Here you can use your first finger to bar the 7th fret and then the 3rd finger for the 9th fret of the A string, and we are playing the A string, the D string and the G string. After that we're going to a G major chord. Here we leave the 1st finger barred on the 7th fret. We have the 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the D string and the 4th finger on the 10th fret of the A string. And we're also playing the A, the D and the G string. And after this chord we're going to a D power chord again. So these 2 bars with this ascending bass line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going down to this C power chord again for 2 bars. And then we have this D power chord again for 1 bar. And the intro of the song ends on a B power chord, going up to a D power chord. And the rhythm of this last bar is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the second half of the intro section, starting on the E power chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this E. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then there are a lot of harmony guitar parts happening at the intro of the song. And as I mentioned before, I couldn't figure out all of them. I will show you the main melody line and one harmony guitar I came up myself to fill up the spaces a little bit. But the main line, or the main melody line, starts on the E on the 9th fret of the G string. We are starting on the 9th fret, G string, then up to the 7th fret of the B string, 8th fret of the B string, and then we're doing a whole tone bend on the 10th fret of the B string. Then back down to the 9th fret of the G string again, 7th fret of the B again, 8th fret of the B string again, and then we're going up to the 13th fret of the B string, doing another whole tone bend. And then we're going down to the 12th fret of the B string. So one more time this section. And then there's a double stop. We have the 7th fret of the G string and the 8th fret of the B string. And this leads us to another double stop, 7th fret of the G and the B string. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this melody line is repeated. And then we're going up to the 20th fret of the high E string, doing one more whole tone bend, and then we end on the 19th fret of the high E string. So this complete main melody part of the intro section. And I guess this melody line is doubled an octave above, so you can start on the 12th fret of the high E string, 14th fret, 15th fret, and then you have a bend on the 17th fret, whole tone bend. So then we repeat this line. Then we're going up to the 20th fret again, doing the whole tone bend, and going back down to the 19th fret. And this part is played twice, so this complete second melody line an octave above. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can also end with the same bending which we ended the first melody line. And in the intro of the song, you could hear me play another guitar part, and I'm not sure if this melody line is really happening, but it fits quite well, and it added a little bit of this harmony feeling. I started on the G, on the 12th fret of the G string, then up to the 14th fret of the G string, 12th fret of the B string, and then I did a whole tone bend on the 13th fret of the B string. And then I was going back down to the 12th fret of the G string again, back to the 14th fret, up to the 12th fret of the B string again, and then back to the 14th fret and back to the 12th fret of the G string. So this complete line. And this melody I played twice. And then there's a break where only this main riff is happening for 2 bars, and then the verse part starts, and in the verse there's mainly drums and bass happening, and there's also a third instrument. I'm not totally sure if it's a guitar or if it's a keyboard, but you can play this part on the guitar, starting on the E7th fret of the A string. 1. What leads us to the pre-chorus of the song. So we're starting on the 7th fret of the A string, playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in the second bar we're going down to a D, 5th fret of the A string, and then back up to the 7th fret, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we repeat this in the third bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and also in the fourth bar. And then we're going down to a C, 3rd fret of the A string, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in the last bar of this verse part, we're going up to a E power chord on 2 ends. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and then going down to D power chord. So this last bar once again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And the complete verse part one more time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then we're in the pre-chorus of the song. Here we have this D power chord, which we hold for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going down to a B power chord, hold for 1 bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. And then we have a stop on beat number 3 on the second part of this B chord. So the complete pre-chorus section one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. And then we're in the chorus section, and in the chorus section we have basically the same rhythm guitar parts that we played during the intro of the song. We have this main ostinato riff. which is played during the complete chorus. And we have also this power chords with only one slight difference. At the end of this chorus, we're not going to the B chord. We're only staying on this D chord for 2 bars. So the complete chorus section was the power chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then there's a break where only this main riff is happening, and then we're in the next verse part. And the verse part is played in the same way as the first verse. We have the same pre-chorus section, and then we have another chorus section which is also played in the same way. And after the second chorus there's a bridge part, and the bridge part goes like this. We are starting on the third fret of the A string for 2 times. Then we're going up to the 5th fret of the D string, back to the 3rd fret of the A string, then up to the 4th fret of the D string, up to the 5th fret of the D string, and back to the 3rd fret of the A string for 2 times. So this complete first bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. In the second bar, we're starting on the 5th fret of the D string, back down to the 3rd fret of the A string, then up to the 4th fret of the D string, back down to the 3rd fret A string, and then up to the 5th fret of the D string again, and then back to the 3rd fret of the A string. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and in the end we're going up to the 5th fret of the A string. So this second bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the complete first 2 bars of the bridge part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And in the next 2 bars we're basically the same, but we're replacing the 3rd fret of the A string with the 5th fret of the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we are starting on the 5th fret of the A string, 3 and 4 and 1, and then up to the 5th fret of the D string, back to the 5th fret of the A string, then 4th fret of the D string, up to the 5th fret of the D string again, and then we have the 5th fret of the A string for 2 more times. So this bar, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in the next bar we're starting on the 5th fret of the D string again, back to the 5th fret of the A string, 4th fret D string, back to the 5th fret of the A string, then back to the 5th fret of the D string, back to the 5th fret of the A string for 2 times, and in the last 8th note of this bar we're going up to the 7th fret of the A string. So this bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and these complete 2 bars starting on the D, 5th fret of the A string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now we're starting on the 7th fret of the A string. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Starting on the 7th fret, we repeat the 7th fret, then we're going to the 5th fret of the D string again, back to the 7th fret A string, then down to the 4th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the D string, and then back to the 7th fret of the A string for 2 times. So this bar, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then in the next bar we're starting on the 5th fret of the D string again, 1, back down to the 7th fret of the A string, and then we have the 4th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the D string, and then we end on the 7th fret of the A string for 4 times. So this bar, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And these complete 2 bars, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we repeat the first bar, which we started on the E, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then there's a run starting on the G, on the 5th fret of the D string. We're starting on the 5th fret of the D string, 7th fret D string, then up to the 4th fret of the G string, 5th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the G string, and then back down to the 4th fret of the G, 5th again, and then the 7th fret again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And this line leads us to a long instrumental part, which might be the subject of another tutorial. And after this instrumental section, there are 2 more choruses and the whole song ends with the main riff again. These were the main guitar parts of Best Time, the new single by Helloween. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please hit subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, leave a like. If you have any questions or if you're interested in the instrumental section of the song, drop me a line in the comments. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye.